Hello, I'm Jomika and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Today we are going to rescue some Kerbins. Kerbinauts, Kerbals, whatever you want to call them. So there's 4 all around the same area or same altitude. So I think we're going to go and use the same ship we kind of been using, just change it a bit. So I came in here earlier, did a little test, and we are going to use the Probodobodyne, so we will have 3 spots available. So if we want, we can rescue 3 people at the same time. We won't have any crew, so the Kerbal can just enter in through the command pod and transfer into the crew cabin, and then we can go to the next. We will need some solar panels for this mission, and we will put 2 on, sticking out the side here. Since the Probodobodyne uses electricity just sitting there. And I think that should be all we really need. This may be a little big and annoying to move around, but I think we'll just try it. So we will turn on the SAS full throttle, and let's see. So we will go and rescue Karina first. So we'll want to be above 75,000 since we'll get there first. So we'll go ahead and launch. Just wait to get into space. So we will lose a little bit of our apoapsis just because of the atmosphere, but we won't lose too much at all. And then we can go ahead and set up a maneuver node just to see about how long our burn will take to circularize. So right about there. So that'll be good, an estimated burn. So we can go ahead and start that now. So yeah, you want to start the burn. If it's going to take a minute to burn, you want to start it about 30 seconds to win the estimated burn. Let me start over. So if the estimated burn is a minute, you want to start it 30 seconds before you hit the node. So you burn 30 seconds on each side. So just like halfway between. This blue marker here is our maneuver node. Basically, you point to that, and it will, whatever you set up here, it will try to adjust for. Since we created the node, we were kind of facing, we weren't quite horizontal. It's sending us way over here. So I'm just going to burn horizontal, try to get it even. 86 and 88. So that's good there. Karina's pod will catch up to us since we are in a higher orbit. We'll set the ship as our target. And our closest approach when we get back here will be 83.7 kilometers. So we'll do 1 and a little bit of an orbit. Let's go back out here and make sure I deploy the solar panels, because we are using electric charge. So now that is getting some sunlight and we're full. So I won't worry about lining it up too directly at the sun, but that's pretty close. So we will time warp and just let Karina's pod catch up to us. I think once we hit here we can see where, yeah, so our next intersection after here will be 52 kilometers. So we'll just keep going around. And this one will be 17. So we'll still be ahead, which means they'll still be catching up when we get there. So we'll wait until we get here and then we'll adjust from that point. So now it's switched over to target mode, and that's just our relative speed to our target. So once we get closer, we will want to kill that speed to 0 and then point directly at our target. And I will go ahead and do that now. So we'll point retrograde. And give it a little burn. And then we'll manually point at the target. have to do that a couple times. Actually, our separation is getting closer, so we'll just keep burning until we get our separation as low as we can, and then we'll readjust as we get closer. And we'll point prograde. Retrograde to prepare for slowing down when we get close to this intersection. Our electric charge is still okay. These will rotate automatically to point as close as they can directly at the sun. So we will go ahead and go out here, point at our target so we can see the distance, and time warp. So right about here we'll start to slow down. And we want to point at the target again. And we'll bring this retrograde marker closer in, so we want to point on this side. It just kind of drags it. And we will point retrograde again to get ready to reduce our speed coming at the target. So when we get a little bit closer, we'll just try to get our target relative speed to 0. I guess the correct term would be velocity. So when I say speed, just know that I probably mean velocity. So yeah, we'll get that to 0 when we get a little closer, and then we'll switch over to Karina and have her fly to our ship with her EVA suit. So we'll time warp a little bit. And that's plenty close. So just a small burn. And that should work right there. So we'll hop over here, set this as the target. I guess, there we go. And you're an engineer. So we will EVA and let go. What button was... I don't remember the button to turn on the EVA suit. So let's go into settings. Nope, not settings. Let me do a quick search, because that would be handy. A common question on the forums is how to use the EVA jetpack. Looks like it's R is the default. There we go. Oh, that's right, it's RCS. So we will need to change this camera. This always takes some time getting used to the controls again. And I mean, I guess we're headed to our target almost directly, so that's what we want. We want to make sure we don't come in too fast. And don't want to hit the solar panels. And we want to make sure that we come in on the correct side. I'm not sure if we are. Grab that. And we are. There we go, aboard. Then we will transfer the crew to the command pod, or not the command, away from the command pod to the crew cabin. So we have our first Kerbal in the ship. Now we can go back out to the map and we are headed in this direction, so this would be the next person. How much fuel do we have? We don't have too much, but let's go to orbit mode, turn to prograde. We don't need a ton of fuel for this, so we'll just see if we can raise our orbit to about 90. We'll keep that open. And then we'll go to the other side. Do the same thing. 145. Let's go a little higher just to speed up the process. And then we'll time warp over here. And then bring out the periapsis to about the same. Slowly roll over so we're facing the right direction so we can get the burn in. And launch, not launch, but increase our speed to about 90 or so, 95. And then we will wait until Jadald's shipwreck catches up to us. So we are here, and you will slowly catch up to us a little bit at a time. So for this first intersection, it'll be 884 kilometers apart. The second one should be a little less than that. $799. And it looks like we're losing electric charge, which means we are not pointed. Okay, we were just on the dark side. That'll be fine. So we're slowly getting closer. 708. To make this go faster, I'm going to go to the tracking station. We'll save here, just do a quick save. Go to the tracking station. Focus in, and we will just do a faster time warp from here. Because that would have taken quite a long time if we were waiting from the ship. So let's go out to the map. You are still our target. So 97.8. That'll bring us to about 13. So we will adjust in a little bit. We'll change to target mode, and we will go to retrograde. Actually, let's not even do that. We'll just point directly at the target. Bring the prograde marker down. So we are almost caught up. We'll intersect at 4.9. So that'll be 5. So we'll just wait until there. We'll kill our relative speed. Point at the target. We've got a little bit of catching up to do. Overshot the turn. So now we're pointed at the target. Go on this side of it. Now we're headed directly at the target. And our intersection will be 2.5 at that point, and 1.2 there. So we'll just go ahead, speed up a little bit, and adjust where we're pointing. And that'll be 0.2. So we'll point retrograde, wait until we get closer, and then we can kill our relative velocity. So that should work right about there. We'll switch over another engineer. We will EVA, turn on RCS, and find the ship. Double click that so we can set it as our target. And we're pointed directly at it. And we'll just wait until we get closer. We'll speed up a little bit. I don't feel like waiting that long. Just have to make sure we don't overshoot or hit the solar panels. And we'll start to slow down. And just get ready to grab. A little harder to do this on the dark side when you can't see. So the crew hatch is right there. Somewhere. So we're on the side. Okay, we're on the back side. That would explain why I could not find it. So grab that and board. And we have 2 rescues on board. So I think what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and bring these 2 back. Land them safely at home. And then we can refuel and do the mission again to get the other 2. And 33, that will work. Yeah, we'll just leave it there. See what brings us. And we will ditch the booster where we're at. Alright, retrograde and time warp. Do I have a heat shield? I do have a heat shield. Just want to make sure we have that. You can go ahead and retract the solar panels. They're not doing anything sticking out and they're just going to get ripped off in the atmosphere. So we will keep going. I'm just going to check the map. This is going down. Probably land somewhere over the desert. But that'd be good because we can collect a little bit of science there. We have not gotten anything from there yet. Just make sure we continue to face retrograde. It may flip over, but we do have the drogue chute. As long as we don't flip over too early. And we're not even going to get anywhere close to the desert. Fighting really hard to try and stay on the retrograde marker. And we can go drug shoot, slow us down a bit. And now I'll get ready to do the other parachutes. Oh, that's our orbital speed. Surface speed is correct. I was confused. I thought there was a glitch. So I was hoping that one of these guys was a pilot. Maybe one of the other two will be, since we lost our pilot early on. And we will splash down and then recover the vessel, collect our money, Kerbonauts. So no science, 1,000 funds from the parts, and both of them got level 1, and we have 8 new notifications. We rescued you, we got the money for that, more money, more money, more money, and rescued you. Contract complete, contract complete. So we have $500,000, 116 science, and next time I think we'll rescue the last 2 guys, or maybe we will attempt to go to the moon. But until then, I will see you guys next time.